A man stumbles forward under the weight of a massive stone block. Sweat burns his eyes. The desert heat is relentless. Around him, thousands move in perfect rhythm, pulling, lifting, building something impossibly large. No machines. No engines. No modern tools. Just human hands, and an idea powerful enough to move mountains. But here's the disturbing part: what if everything you've heard about who built the pyramids is completely wrong? You've probably heard the story, slaves, whipped into submission, forced to build monuments for a tyrant king. Or maybe something even stranger, aliens, lost civilizations, forgotten technologies. But the truth is far more grounded and far more impressive. In this video, we're uncovering the real builders of the pyramids, the system that made it possible, and the shocking discoveries that completely rewrote history. To understand the pyramids, you have to enter a world completely different from ours. Ancient Egypt wasn't just a civilization, it was a system built on balance. Every year, the Nile River flooded its banks, covering the land in rich, fertile soil. This predictable cycle meant food was stable, and stability allowed something rare in the ancient world: long-term planning. And at the center of that system stood the pharaoh. Not just a king. Not just a ruler. A living god. Egyptians believed the pharaoh was the link between the human world and the divine. When he died, his journey didn't end, it transformed. His soul would travel to the afterlife, where he would continue protecting Egypt forever. But this journey required preparation. Massive preparation. Early tombs, called mastabas, were simple compared to what came later. But over time, ambition grew. Pharaohs wanted monuments that reflected their divine status. This led to the first step pyramid under Pharaoh Djoser, and eventually to the smooth-sided pyramids we recognize today. Then came Khufu. His pyramid at Giza would become the largest ever built. Over 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing tons, aligned with astonishing precision to the cardinal directions. And for thousands of years, people simply couldn't explain it. So they invented answers. Slavery, magic, aliens, because the truth seemed too difficult to accept. But buried beneath the sand, the real story was waiting. In the late 20th century, archaeologists uncovered something that changed everything. Just south of the pyramids, they found a city. Not a city of nobles. A city of workers. This wasn't a temporary camp. It was a fully organized settlement, complete with sleeping quarters, kitchens, bakeries, and even breweries producing large quantities of bread and beer every single day. This discovery shattered the slave theory. Because slaves don't live like this. Further excavations revealed tombs right near the pyramids themselves. The workers were buried with respect. That alone tells us something powerful. These people were not disposable. They mattered. Skeletal remains showed signs of intense labor, worn joints, stress injuries, but also evidence of healing. Broken bones had been set and treated. This means they had access to medical care. And then came one of the most fascinating details: graffiti. Not modern graffiti, but inscriptions left by the workers themselves. Team names like the Friends of Khufu, the Drunkards of Menkaure. These weren't the marks of oppressed slaves. They were signs of identity, pride, even humor. So who were these people? Most historians now agree they were Egyptian laborers, many of them farmers. During the annual Nile flood, their fields were underwater. They couldn't farm. So instead, they worked on state projects. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were national efforts. A way to unite the population under a shared purpose: religious, cultural, and political. But this only answers half the mystery. Because even if you have thousands of workers, how do you organize them to build something that still stands perfectly aligned after 4,500 years? The real secret of the pyramids isn't hidden technology. It's coordination. Imagine thousands of workers divided into teams, each with a specific role. Quarrying stone, transporting it, shaping it, positioning it. Recent discoveries, like the diary of an Egyptian official named Mirror, reveal detailed logs of transporting limestone along the Nile using boats and canals. This wasn't chaos. It was logistics. Highly controlled. Highly organized. To move the stones, workers likely used wooden sledges dragged across sand. But here's the genius detail. They poured water in front of the sledges. This reduced friction, making it easier to move massive blocks. It's a simple trick, but incredibly effective. Then came ramps. Not just one type, but multiple designs, adapted as the pyramid grew taller. Straight ramps, zigzag ramps, possibly even spiral systems wrapping around the structure. With each layer, the process repeated, precision stacked on precision. And somehow, it worked. The Great Pyramid is aligned to true north with incredible accuracy within a fraction of a degree. Even today, replicating that without modern tools is extremely difficult. And yet they did it. Not with machines, but with knowledge. Knowledge passed down, refined, improved. This wasn't a primitive society struggling in the dark. This was a civilization operating at the peak of its capabilities. The pyramids are not evidence of something lost. They are evidence of something achieved. So why does this myth still exist? Why do people still believe slaves or aliens built the pyramids? Because the truth challenges something deeper. It forces us to rethink what ancient humans were capable of. We tend to see history as a straight line, primitive to advanced. But the pyramids don't fit that narrative. They remind us that intelligence, innovation, and organization didn't suddenly appear in the modern world. They've always been here, just expressed differently. The real story of the pyramids isn't about mystery. It's about human potential. And maybe that's what makes it so uncomfortable. Because if people thousands of years ago could organize, plan, and execute something this massive, what limits are we placing on ourselves today? The pyramids weren't built by slaves. They weren't built by aliens. They were built by people, driven by belief, guided by knowledge, and united by purpose. And that truth is far more powerful than any myth. If you want to uncover another ancient mystery that history got completely wrong, subscribe and click the next video on your screen.